Hi everyone, my name is Ryan Woods. I'm the board chair here at NANAIMO Hospice, and I would like to reach out and talk to you a little bit about Hustle for Hospice. First of all, I would like to thank this new NANAIMO First Nations, as we recognize we're on the traditional territory. And I'd like to go on and really thank all the community and our major sponsors, because without you, something like the Hustle for Hospice wouldn't be able to go through. So I'd like to thank First Memorial and Ron White, Central Drugs, VMAC, the Wolf and Wave, the NANAIMO News Bulletin, and the NANAIMO Magazine. I would like to also thank all of the staff and all the volunteers, because without all of their support, nothing really happens at hospice. And without the community support, because without the community, the staff, the volunteers, NANAIMO Hospice isn't what it is. It's such a great organization here in NANAIMO, and I would like to thank all of us. So on behalf of the board, thank you all so much.
Hi everyone, my name's Jeannie Fallman, and I'm the Acting Executive Director for NANAIMO Community Hospice. I'm honored to have you join us today for our first ever Hustle for Hospice. It's a virtual event and a new experience for all of us. The Hike for Hospice was started many years ago, and NANAIMO started at least over 20 years ago, and it was an event that we wanted to do all across Canada, where people would walk in memory of their loved one, but also raise awareness for the work of hospice, what we do, the work of hospice, and how it helps make a community healthier and stronger. So our hike this year was supposed to happen in June at Westwood Lake, but here we are in September, and we are so proud of everyone who has participated and come on board. By supporting this event, you have made it possible for us to continue the work of hospice. We are still offering counseling, either through video or on telephone. So it is a little bit different, but we are there. We are offering services. They aren't expanded yet. Some of our volunteer-led programs we aren't able to do, only because we need to keep everyone healthy and safe through these difficult days. Many people don't like to even talk about death, but death isn't optional. It's something that we all will go through. It is something that we will experience eventually ourselves, but many of us will have to walk beside someone when they are anticipating their death. We will have to anticipate our own death, and we'll also be grieving after the loss of someone that we love does die. Because of you and your contribution, and because of our wonderful professional staff and volunteers, we're able to bring these programs to you. So thank you so much. Enjoy our virtual Hike for Hospice, and please stay tuned, because there's exciting things to follow. We're going to be giving winners' names, and you'll have a chance to see all the amazing sponsors that made this possible. So thank you so much. Stay tuned. So this year at Hustle for Hospice, we have our dignitaries, our special guests that come to wish us all well at our special event. So I am honored to introduce to you Mayor Krogh. Mayor Krogh is a great supporter of hospice. He has been with us for many, many years, and I am delighted to introduce him to you. The Honorable Mayor Leonard Krogh.
Hi, as Mayor of NANAIMO, I want to thank all of you for participating in the virtual Hustle for Hospice. Doing things a different way is what COVID is all about, and this year we've done it differently. I want to thank all of you for participating. I want to thank you for the money you've raised, and I want to encourage all of you to ask your friends, if they didn't participate, didn't have a chance, to give generously as well. The Hospice Society needs support. This is a real community effort. We're all going to benefit in due course, so thank you for participating again.
I have the honour of bringing greetings from the province, our MLA, Sheila Malcolmson.
I'm Sheila Malcolmson, member of the legislature for NANAIMO, Huron's NANAIMO territory, celebrating the work that NANAIMO Hospice does and giving the biggest thanks to the volunteers that are hustling for hospice, running, walking, biking, fundraising in a totally new way. And this year, 2020, everything's being done in a new way. Hospice is still doing that vital work of looking after people who are at the end of their life, their families, at their most tender time. We know even more how precious that work is. So that you're all out there celebrating and supporting and fundraising for hospice is especially important. We're really thankful, and have fun raising funds for hospice.
And now a message from MP Paul Manley, our representative from Ottawa.
Welcome to the Hike for Hospice virtual finish line. I missed seeing you at the annual walk and run around Westwood Lake this year, but of course because of COVID-19 we had to do things differently. All of you rose to the challenge and took on many different activities to take part in this virtual event. However you chose to hustle for hospice, whether you hiked, ran, biked, wheeled or danced, thank you for making a difference in our community.
Hi, my name's Katie,
I'm Jim.
and we are the grief counselors at NANAIMO Community Hospice.
So welcome to our session room, and we would like to talk a little bit about what happens when a child comes because someone they love has died.
Good question. What does happen when someone they love dies and they come into this building?
Well, the first thing is that they have the opportunity to meet us and become comfortable in the space. We'll see what kind of activities the child is interested in. And then they lead the session, essentially. They are, quote unquote, the guides.
Yeah.
And our job is to help them articulate the feelings that they have, that they may not have language for, but we have objects to help them with creating a language for it.
That's a good point, because we work from kids as young as 2 and as old as 18, 19 years old. So with all those ages comes with different things. So that's why we have sand and dolls and stuffed animals and books and clay and paint and
And an outside space as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love it in here.
And hopefully the children do as well.
I think they do.
Yeah.
Do you think that they really have an idea of what's going on when someone they love dies?
Well, of course, a lot of it depends on the age of the child. And it depends too on the way in which the parents have included the child in that whole experience. And so I think children have an awareness about what's happening around them. And it's the parents or the adult's job to help the child express that and be comfortable with their feelings.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I feel like hospice is such a wonderful place because we get to listen with compassion and we get to really be in the experience with the kids. And I think that's one thing that really sets us aside from other organizations is we're with them on the ground, experiencing everything that they're experiencing.
Yes.
But we're able to hold that space for them in order for them to heal.
Yes.
Which is so cool.
Yeah. And it's that experience that grief is the way in which they heal. It's not the problem that needs to be solved. It's the way in which a child includes the death of their loved one as they move forward in their lives.
Yeah, I'm happy you said that. I feel like hospice is the best place. I don't know. I think anyone who experiences grief needs to come here. You know?
Yeah, I agree. Especially children, because there's so much misunderstanding about how children deal with grief. You know, for some they're really not old enough, quote unquote, to know what's going on. My experience is that's just not true. That they have a sensitivity for what's going on, though they may not articulate it the way an older child or an adult would articulate it. They still have a deep sense of something is different. And if they have the opportunity to be in a place where they can, in their way, express what's going on inside, then they have the chance to do the work that leads to healing. And if they don't have that opportunity, then it tends to sit and fester. And then it comes out later, oftentimes as they're older, dealing with a death that's happening in their lives at that moment. They're dealing with a death that happened perhaps many years ago.
For sure.
Because they didn't have the support to deal with it.
And it's so interesting how, in my experience, and I'm sure in yours as well, kids definitely show behavior. And that's what people start to kind of notice what grief looks like, is they're acting out, they're angry. And that's kind of how they're kind of dealing with their feelings of sadness. And that's why I love that we have a punching bag and we have all these resources for kids to acknowledge their feelings, like you were saying, and to be able to harness those emotions in a powerful and healing way.
Yeah.
I love our job.
I must say I do as well. Yeah.
Hi there, Colin Sarek here from NANAIMO Hospice Society and NANAIMO Realty. NANAIMO Hospice Society is my favorite charity. The team there is absolutely second to none. They do some great things there. Have a couple of stores. There's always bargains there. I support them 100%, so should you. As you know, that one of our biggest fundraisers and charity events definitely is the Hike for Hospice, where we lots and lots of people pledge support to it, and they either run, jog, bike, skateboard, kayak. I don't know about kayaking, but it sounds like an idea. Kathy, put kayaking down on the next Hike for Hospice, because that'd be cool. And we go around the 6-kilometer run at Westwood Lake, and it's been always a fun time. We have a huge barbecue. I always get tapped to do the barbecuing. Love to do it. This year we got skunked, as you all know. And a lot of businesses, everybody included, NANAIMO Hospice, our brokerage, banks, everybody, we're doing all of our meetings these days virtually. And so Kathy had called me up and said, hey, you know, we're not going to get beat here. We're going to have a Hike for Hospice and do whatever for hospice, but we're going to do it virtually. Wouldn't it be fun if you guys could virtually barbecue? And I went, yeah, Kath, that would be fantastic. Let's do it. Let's virtually barbecue. So, Country Grocer has given us all the condiments, the ketchup. I bought some banana ketchup the other day from the Philippines. And of course, the chips. Today what we're going to be doing is a bit of a take on one of my dad's recipes he used to feed us when we were kids. Actually, he ripped it off from the A&W restaurant, and I don't know if you remember the whistle dog, but you're going to see one now. So come on down, take a look, and I'll show you what we're doing. So what we have here is we've got some thick cut bacon, compliments again of Country Grocer, and of course the hot dogs. Right, all the condiments. We have sauerkraut. We have the hoagie bun. Look at that. Now that's something. So what we're going to do here is I'll show you how to make one of these suckers. First of all, you need to take some cheese. This is virtually, so you can virtually eat this. Virtually. I'll eat it for you. Right, and then we have a little bit of pecan smoke here. Then what we'll do is we'll drop some of that thick, crusty bacon. Oh, that's just darling, isn't that? Look at that. We'll put that on there. Then, let me set down my tools of mass destruction. A little bit of French's mustard again. You can find this in the condiments aisle at Country Grocer. Just lather that sucker in there. A little bit of Frank's Red Hot Sauce. I put this, you know, on everything, as the commercial goes. Right? Then we're going to have, you know, one thing I don't have is a spoon. So I'm going to be rushed, and I'm just going to pour the hot dog mustard. Oh, good Lord, look at that. Now this is decadence. Okay, are you following me so far? Now we grab the tongs again. And we've got that perfect dog. This is virtual now, so I hope you guys are liking this so far. There we go. And then the last, but not least, are we getting all this on film? We have some of the finest sauerkraut possible, again, from Country Grocer. And we'll add that to it. Oh! Did you say you wanted that toasted? Well, we can toast that as well. So we'll just put that back under the grill for a few minutes, and we'll feed it to some lucky person virtually. Colin Sarek here from the NANAIMO Hospice Society, virtually barbecuing for you. Support the society. They're a fantastic bunch of people. The team is second to none. Kathy and Connie run an amazing show there, and I'm just too proud to be with them and do this. So support, give often, give much, give lots, and join us for a virtual barbecue. Thanks. Have a great day.
Hello, my name is Marisha Riberin, and I am the spiritual health practitioner at the NANAIMO Hospital. When I think about the NANAIMO Community Hospice volunteers in the palliative care unit at NRGH, I want to smile. It's the kind and compassionate presence they offer, the hospitality, and the sense of community they create. From treats to tea to active listening, these volunteers support patients, families, and staff. They are an extra set of eyes and ears, helping the healthcare team provide the best care possible as we work together to serve the palliative care patients and families. As the spiritual health practitioner at NRGH, I offer specialized existential, spiritual, and emotional support based on the person's beliefs, cultural background, values, traditions, and practices. The NANAIMO Community Hospice volunteers often refer patients to me. I appreciate that these dedicated volunteers offer the comfort many patients need with compassion and dignity. Thank you.
I want to thank everyone so much for all the work you've done to support our Hustle Hike for Hospice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to all the participants. We appreciate you.
Thank you for helping us serve our community.
Thank you everyone for helping hospice.
To the donors, to the volunteers, and to all the participants who engaged in Hustle for Hospice this year. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts.
Thank you for supporting hospice and the clients that we serve.
Thank you to our sponsors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And I am so excited to hustle with all of you next year.
Hi there, I'm Kathy Holmes, and this is my hustle for hospice. My favorite thing to do is to walk these two little guys. That's Bobby, Wilson, and Kevin. They're both incredibly insane puppy dogs, and they keep me going. Right now we're at Bowen, having a wonderful walk on a Saturday afternoon. Like me, I hope you're getting some money together to help a very important cause. So let's hike for hospice, hustle for hospice together. Come on, girls, let's roll.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today with our first ever virtual Hike for Hospice, aka Hustle for Hospice. I want to thank everyone who made this possible, our amazing and creative staff, our team from Alpha who have been helping us make this possible. I want to thank Kathy and Kim and Connie and Aaron, everyone who participated and used all their creative juices to bring this together for us. And I also want to thank all our participants who went out and did their thing. They canoed, they kayaked, they ran, they hiked, they even did some chicken work, picking eggs, I believe. It was quite an interesting thing. And you'll hear all about that a little bit later as Kathy talks about that. I also want to thank our great sponsors, especially our title sponsors, Central Drugs and First Memorial Funeral Services, who have been amazing sponsors and have been with us through thick and thin. They trusted us and they came on board in this new virtual world, and you'll hear a little bit from them later. So thank you so much to all our sponsors and to VMAC, who stepped up this year again. They were a platinum sponsor. Please stay tuned, because at the end of the video you will see all our sponsors, our amazing sponsors that made this event possible. And I just want to say how proud we are that as a virtual event, we were unsure exactly how it was going to go. But I'm going to take the stage away from Kathy here, because I'm going to tell you how proud we are to tell you that we raised over $33,000 this year. So thank you so much to everyone. And our registration packages, they were so cool this year. So I want to just do a little shout out to the people who helped us with that, which is Country Grocers. We had our beautiful Hike for Hospice hats, our buffs, and we had in the packages everything, including a bag of chips from Old Dutch potato chips, Panago pizza, gift certificates, just a wonderful registration package. So I hope all of you got that. If not, contact Kathy and she can make sure you get one. So thank you, everyone. And I'll just let Kathy talk to you a little bit more about our sponsors.
Thank you, Jeannie, and thank you for joining us in the virtual wrap-up for Hustle for Hospice, a name that my phone created. It's kind of a cute story. I saw it on my homepage, and it kept coming up, Hustle for Hospice, and I thought, who's sending me that? That's a cool idea. And it said Siri suggested, so that's where the name came from, Hustle for Hospice. Just a little tidbit of information for you. Thanks again, Jeannie, and I'd like to acknowledge some of the teams that participated this year in our Hustle for Hospice. The one was Central Drugs, of course, title sponsors, VMAC, Hospice Helpers, Getting Her Done, Strong Movement, the Lutz Family Hustle, Team Max, Team Let's Go, Walk for Nanny Sue, and Johnny's team. And we were so proud and happy that people joined us, and they were so creative in what they did for the Hustle for Hospice. People are very creative and they have a great imagination, and it was wonderful. Thank you so much. And now on to our next. We would love to announce some of the prize winners of the Hustle for Hospice. And joining us today is, first of all, Ron White from First Memorial Services. Come on up, Ron.
So I'd just like to announce some of this year's winners. Individual awards, most money raised. First place to Pat Forrest. She did 2 storytelling events in her front yard. Second to Susan Bird, who hustled 6 times around Lost Lake in honor of her mom. The team awards go to first to the Hospice Helpers, who golfed, hiked, and walked, and second to Strong Movement, who climbed to the top of Mount Benson. Thanks all.
And next to present the awards for, he'll tell you, is Chris Densmore from Central Drugs.
So I get the honor of announcing some of the fun categories. Most original hustle goes to Amy Gia Wickreme and family. Amy did the grouse grind not once but twice in a row. The youngest hustle to Noah Lutz, did the hustle for his grandpa Al around Westwood Lake. And then the oldest hustle, Mike Haitley of Let's Go, Team Let's Go. And most dedicated hustlers, we have Crystal Carson and Manjeet Jaswal. And again, I'd like to reiterate, thanks to everyone who supported this great event. Definitely challenging times, but Jeannie and Kathy definitely did a great job, so thanks again.
So once again, thank you so much for joining us. I wish you all could have really been here with us, but let's keep our fingers crossed that next year we can continue to hustle and hike and kayak and golf and do all these crazy things and perhaps be together. The other thing I do want to mention is how much we missed our volunteers this year, because that's what makes an event, is the camaraderie and the dedication and the love and the support that we get from our volunteers, and we really miss them. And so we wanted to do a shout out to our volunteers, and we're only hoping that we can all be hustling together next year back at Westwood Lake or another place that we find suitable to do this amazing event. Thanks again to everyone. Thank you.